WG, for tonight's video we have a full lowest speed stat Pokemon team. So what I did was pick the lowest speed stat Pokemon. Now there was a couple of other Pokemon that were duplicates from the other lowest stats team, so I actually left those ones out and used some fresh Pokemon. Anyway, people, I'm going to be just telling you, if you don't know already, the salt bugs are already out, and if you do want to grab one of them, you can. That's in the description of the video, as well as the shirts and jumpers. I'll just be letting you know about this all week. Right, people, let's get into this one. The question for today is, what would be the slowest Pokemon in real life? Go think about that for a sec, because there's a lot of Pokemon that could actually fit this role. Let me know in the comment section. Maybe Caracosta, you know, it's a turtle Pokemon. You know, turtles are usually very slow. I don't know. Let me know what you think. Right, so we have a battle. This one was against Tio on my chat. So we have a Star Raptor lead. I'm going to be swapping out my Trapinch. Not the greatest matchup in the world after getting an Intimidate thrown at me. The Star Raptor is going to use Work Up, boosting its special attack and attack by one stage. Now, this was a bulky boosting Ferroseed. We've got Curse, Gyro Ball, Leech Seed, and Ingrain. Unfortunately for me, it's actually going to have Heat Wave, and it's going to do way too much damage to me for being able to even make use of my Curse and Gyro Ball. Now, I did want to swap out to save my Ferroseed, but there wasn't a lot of Pokemon I actually could really swap into, right? If it has like a stab normal type move, that would be bad too. So I really just had to pray the Star Raptor miss with Heat Wave, and that wasn't the case here. I was going to go for the Gyro Ball one-shot it, but that did not happen, so Ferroseed goes down rather early. This team was fairly difficult to use as well. But most of the Pokemon, as you can guess, are, you know, they're little cup. So we got a max attack, max health Trapinch. I gave this Quick Claw to get around its horrible speed stat, and I was able to hit the Star Raptor with a nice solid Rock Slide. It wasn't enough to actually take it out. I didn't get a flinch, but it does 3/4 damage, so I'm really happy with that. Now, Star Raptor's going to go for the Uproar, nearly taking me out, so it's going to start an Uproar, so it's locked into that. It's kind of like Outrage, right? That's kind of how the move works. So the Quick Claw doesn't activate, and that's going to take my Trapinch out, unfortunately, so oh man, a third of my team is already down. So I've got to get rid of this Star Raptor. It's doing lots of damage to my team. So probably the best Pokemon I've got on my team is Stack Attacker. This is a physical attacking Trick Room set. I've used this a lot of times, but basically this was the first set I used when the Pokemon actually came out. So setting up the Trick Room, I've got Trick Room, Gyro Ball, Earthquake, and Rock Blast. Beast Boost as the ability, obviously, and Weakness Policy as the item. Max Health and Max Attack. Now, this thing hits really, really hard, and it definitely is the best Pokemon on my team. It's more of a kind of standard set, too. I actually really did need it because my team was rather difficult to use. So anyway, we've got the Star Raptor finally down, and now we've got the Dugong coming out. So I can hit the Dugong with a Rock Blast. That'd be nice and super effective. However, it's going to go for the Fake Out, obviously using up one turn of my Trick Room. That's fine. I guess I can go for Rock Blast the next turn, right? So now I can go for Rock Blast. Now, I went for Rock Blast in case, instead of like a, Stone Edge or Rock Slide, to get around like Sturdy or anything like that. And usually hits 3 times on average. So that's down. The Dugong's down, so I've actually evened the matchup, which was nice. I get a Beast Boost too. Now, Beast Boost is obviously going to boost my defense. I really like Shiny Stack Attack. It looks really cool. And one of the more golden shinies that I like. So we got Magmar coming out. I'm going to go for the Rock Blast against Magmar. Now, obviously, this Magmar is an Everlight set. It's not doing a lot of damage to it. It only hits twice, too, which really sucks. Now the Magmar is going to go for the Will-O-Wisp, and I'm burned, so that really sucks. I wish I had a Lumberry there. That would have been amazing. I could have gone for Earthquake, but I feel I wouldn't have taken it out anyway, so that's kind of fine. If I was able to take it out in one shot, it would have been hitting with, 5 Rock Blasts. That was my best bet. So we got the Magmar going for the Overheat against my Stack Attacker, doing some really nice damage. It's going to get a special attack drop. Now I go for the Earthquake, just in case I get 2 hits with Rock Blast again. That would really, really be bad. So I'm going to go for Earthquake for a little bit more damage, and the Magmar is going to be able to live that one, obviously, because I am burned. So now Magmar could swap out here apart if I'm going for another attack being Overheat, which it actually does. And I'm able to live that one on 4 health here, so I actually went for the Rock Blast. I just went for it because I needed 4 hits to take it out. And it misses! Oh, I can't believe that! And now Magma's going to be able to take me out with the burn damage it did to me earlier from the Will-O-Wisp. So that was really unlucky there. I would have loved to take that out. Anyway, swapping in Pyukumuku. Pyukumuku was a pretty fun set. I've got max health and max attack. Now I've got in and out, obviously ability. I've got counter, Fighting Z counter. That was really my only offensive move on this set. It worked. It's probably one of the weakest Z moves, right? So we've got, obviously, the other moves. We've got Recover, Toxic, and Soak. It doesn't have much really to work with, so this is like usually the best thing that I can come up with. So we're going for the all-out pummeling on the Magmar, the Everlight Magmar as well. I was like, oh, I don't think this may not even take it out because it's very weak. And it does nothing, unfortunately. Oh, man. Poor Pyukumuku. Anyway, I just used up my Z move there. It didn't do too much. Magmar's going to go for the Oath of It again. Obviously, doesn't have really a lot to hit me, so it's just going to do a little bit of damage to me. Dropping its special attack again. So it's got Power Spit as well, so when it has those drops in special attack, it can swap the stats with the opponent and then not have like a negative special attack, so which is nice. So I'm getting the Toxic on the Magmar. The next turn, it's going to go down. I could go for Recover here or just swap out. I decided to go for Recover. That's going to go for the Clear Smog. So obviously the idea is to go for the Clear Smog, reset the stat changes on the opponent, so then you can use Overheat again and then steal their stats again. So nice strategy there. So Magma finally goes down to the Poison, which is good. It should have gone down earlier from my Stack Attacker, but that's how, that's Pokemon for you, right? So now we got Scum Tank coming in. This really is a Scum Tank. It's a Scummy Flinch Accept. So I thought I could do the counter on this set. If it is a physical set, that'd be rather nicely. Rather nicely done. But I wanted to get the Soak and the Toxic up on this first. So changing it to a Water-type Pokemon, which is going to enable me to be able to use Toxic on it, so I can actually poison a Poison-type Pokemon, which is pretty funny. So now we got the Fury Swipe Scum Tank. Look at this. It crits every time, and obviously it's got a Kingdrock as the item too. So that's going to hit me, I think that was 4 times in a row they hit. No, 5, it got 5 on the first go, and now I'm going to be able to get the Toxic up against the Scum Tank. I wish I would have used Counter that too, because that would have been really good. Obviously, Fury Swipes, it hits between 2 to 5 attacks if you don't have like something like Skill Link or whatever. So this turn, I went for the counter. I'm like, well, this will be a good one. I'm sure it's going to hit like a good amount of times. And it's going to go for 2 Fury Swipes, and he only hit me twice. I was like, damn! So counter's really not going to do a lot of damage to me, and it does a little bit. So really, I'm going to be relying on Toxic to take this thing out. Now, I do have Recover as well, but I want to get some more counter damage on it. So this time I went for counter again. The Skunk Tank is going to be able to go for, I think this was 3 hits this time against me. Unfortunately for me, I get flinched on the 3rd one, so my counter is not going to be able to work. Now, I do have Innards Out as the ability to, so if things do go pear-shaped, the Innards Out will kick in, as well as the Poison. So now it's going to go for Poison Jab, and that's going to be enough to take me out with a crit too. So I get some nice Innards Out damage. Now, there was a bit of prior Toxic damage too, so Scum Tank will go down as well. So my Pyukumuku basically got scummed out there. There was like nothing I could have done. Maybe if I got that counter off earlier on, that would have been, that would have been enough to take it out. So anyway, we got the Blissey coming out. It's actually a fairly even battle. We got 4 of our both of our teams actually taken out. So I've got this Cleffa. It actually worked rather well in a lot of battles. It's a very gimmick set though. So we got Protect on this set. I've got Endeavor, Counter, and I've got Toxic as well. So it's going to be a special chance here with Charge Wave, boosting its special attack. I was kind of hoping, like this thing works really nicely against physical attackers, so not so much against special. So what I did right, it's going to get a special attack boost. Now, I've got Toxic on this set, and I've got Endeavor. I decided to go for Toxic instead of Endeavor if it didn't have like, if it didn't have any way of healing that off. Which I'm pretty sure that didn't. It may have Natural Cure, but I was thinking it might have Serene Grace if it's like a special attacking set for like extra scum. So anyway, go for Protect, getting a little bit more extra damage on the Blissey. I could have gone for Endeavor, and I was thinking if it does go for another Charge Beam, then I can go for Endeavor after that, and that'll put Blissey very close to actually going down. The Toxic should actually take it up. Now, Blissey is going to go for the Hyper Beam, and there's no way my Cleffa is going to be able to live this one, and that one is going down. So the last Pokemon I've got is my Slowpoke. This Slowpoke is a bulky defensive set, boosting defensive set. A lot of these Pokemon, the Everlight Pokemon, were like boosting sets, so some real, just wall breakers could take them out very, very easily as well before they could get set up right. So, we got the Recharge on the Blissey. Now, thankfully on this set, I've actually got Psyshock, so that's going to be really handy. I'll be able to hit Blissey physically instead of specially. So I've got Carmine, Slack Off, Scald, and Psyshock. Ability as Oblivious instead of Regenerate. I thought that'd be quite handy, since I'm kind of worried about Taunt and stuff. And now the Blissey's going to go for the Ice Beam. Obviously, it can't do a lot of damage to me. It's going for the Scummy Free Sacks with Serene Grace. Thankfully for me, that doesn't happen, so I'm able to get another Carmine off, boosting my Special Defense and Special Attack. I've got on this one Max Health and Max Defense, if I didn't mention that one already. Now, the Cleffa was only just max speed. I didn't put anything into health or anything like that. I wanted it to be kind of weak as possible with Endeavor and Counter, right? So the last Pokemon is the Roserade. Now, I do have a couple of Carmines up, so I'm going to go for the Psyshock this turn. It's going to be a physical Razor Leaf Technician set. Thankfully, that does not crit, because that would have done some massive damage. Going for the Psyshock here, and that is going to be enough to one-shot the Roserade, taking it out in one. Man, nice battle there at the end. I hope you guys enjoy this one. Let's get on to the second battle. Now, this was a battle on my chat against Tapu Dust. So we got a Bennett lead. We've actually got a, it's kind of like a, I guess it's kind of like a theme team for this one as well. You'll never be able to guess it. So starting things off with the Trampage, we got Bennett frisking out my item. So Quick Claw activates first turn of the battle, and I love that, right? So now I can go for the Crunch against Bennett, which is going to be really good. Trampage has got a nice attack, base attack stat too, so it does some really heavy damage to Bennett. So now it's going to be a special one. That's going to be about a 3-hit KO. Quick Claw activates 2 times in a row, and I'm able to take the Bennett out on the first go. Man, that was really, really lucky there. I love Quick Claw. It's such a scummy item. It's one of those items you're like, I like using it, but I don't like it being used against me. You know what? Or same with Focus Band, right? It's just one of those items. So now we got the Murkrow coming in. I do have Rock Slide, so I was like praying that the Quick Claw would activate 3 times in a row. However, the Murkrow is going to come in and use Icy Wind against my Trapinch, which is most definitely going to take me out. Trapinch isn't the bulkiest in special defense, but it did an amazing job getting rid of that first Bennett, right? So I was happy. So now I can swap in my Ferris Seed. Now, I was hoping this didn't have, like, Heat Wave, but once again, it does have Heat Wave. I'm like, oh, bugger. Man, poor Ferris Seed got wrecked in both these battles. It was a critical hit, too. Not that I don't think it would have mattered too much. I still feel it would have been a 2-hit KO having that, 4 times weakness. So I went for the Curse once again, and I got the Gyro Ball action happening. I thought they can just go for Dark Pulse and finish me off. However, they went for a Heat Wave again. I was like, oof, damn, lucky. Lucky they hit there, because if they missed, that Gyro Ball would hit really, really hard. So my Ferris Seed goes down. Unfortunately, in both of these battles, it didn't do too good. But in a lot of the other ones, right, it did really good. So we got the Pyukumuku coming in this time. Now, it's going to go for the Psychic against me. Obviously, trying to drop my special defense was, that scummy tactics. So going for the Toxic, speaking of scummy tactics. And I've got the Toxic up on the Murkrow in case it's like a Prankster Roost set, or it's got Roost or something really annoying like that on that. That was just my insurance there if it did. So I can go for the Z move now, Z counter. However, we're going to have the Murkrow actually swapping out, and we got another Murkrow coming in. So we've got double Murkrow here, people. Now, I was actually quite thankful that they didn't go for the Bennett swapping. So what they had, right, they had 3 Murkrows and they had 3 Bennett. So as I said, I was really thankful that I went for the Z counter and Bennett didn't swap in, because that would have wasted my Z move, my all-powerful Z move. Anyway, so going for the all-out pummeling against that, I knew that it wouldn't do like lots of damage, but I mean, any damage is better than nothing, right? So going for that, and I would have liked to get that one on a Roost too, which would have been pretty funny. But it does over half health. I'm really happy with the damage from that. So now Murkrow is going to go for its own Z move itself. This is going to be Fly MZ. Now, I'd say this is going to be coming off something like Brave Bird, or it's like Drill Peck, one of those moves. And it's going to hit me very, very hard. Now, I do have the innards out ability if I do go down, so I know that's going to be pretty good. This turn I actually went for the counter, right? So we got the Supersonic Sky Strike, a Murkrow. Actually, I need a Murkrow hunt in Gen 2 Virtual Console, right? So I'm able to just hang on 19 health, go for the counter, and that's going to take out the Murkrow, man. That was awesome. Pyukumuku's pure bulk actually just allowed me to live that. I mean, it would have even been more bulky if I wasn't running max attack, right? So obviously, if I didn't say, I ran max health and max attack and my nature. So now we got the Bennett coming, and it's going to finish me off with the Shadow Claw. That's cool. Getting a little bit of innards out damage, which is going to be handy in case it had like a scummy Focus Sash or something like that. And that is down. I love Pyukumuku. Such a wonderful Pokemon, and I can't stress that I like the designs of Sun and Moon very, very much. So now we got the Slowpoke here. This is a very bulky defensive set. Now I take that really nicely. The only thing I was really worried about was a critical hit from Shadow Claw. So I went for Scald straight away to see if I could get a burn. And I do get the burn, which is really nice. So now I can opt to go for the Carmine or go for the Slack Off to boost my health stat back up, and then try and get some boost there. Alright, so now this is going to go for another Shadow Claw against me. Obviously, that burn is really helping me out, and I can go for the comfortable Slack Off and start getting some Carmines up. Now, I actually did manage to get a sweep with this Slowpoke set too. If you do want to see the Slowpoke sweep, and actually I got the Ferris Seed one as well. So I got Ferris Seed and I got Slowpoke sweeps. If you'd like to see both of them, let me know in the comments section of the video. I don't think I've actually uploaded those on my channel before. I mean, of course, I've done a Pokemon Suite with them before, but I don't think I've uploaded one on my channel of either of them. I'd have to check afterwards, but I believe I haven't. So if you guys do want to see them, let me know in that comment section. So now we've got Pimpnite going for the Desperation Shadow Claw crits, trying to take me out. I've really got to actually start attacking this thing because I feel I'm going to get critted soon. So go for more Scald against the Pimpnite. Now, I can either go for another Scald or go for another Slack Off. Decide to go for another Scald just to take this thing out. Pimpnite's going to keep going for the Shadow Claw. There's really no much other things that it can do to me. Right, so Scald is going to finish off the Pimpnite. Now, that's the second Pimpnite down, which is good. And that was also a physical attacking set too. Now we got another Murkrow coming out. Now, this is the Murkrow from before, right? The special attacking one. It can go for the Dark Pulse and take me out. I do have a couple of Calm Minds up, but that is not going to be enough, especially when it does critical hit me too. I probably would have needed about 4 or 5 Calm Minds up to actually live that one. So we got the toxic damage on the Murkrow, which is good from the earlier encounter with the Pyukumuku. And now I can swap into my Cleffa. So as I said, this was based on going off against like a physical set, so this time I actually went for the Endeavor. So Psychic doesn't actually take me down to the, my Sash at all. It's actually a critical hit, and Endeavor hits really hard, which is nice there. So I've got some toxic damage from earlier on, and I do have Protect on this set. Now, I actually didn't reveal that I had Protect right up until now, so that was good. Now Murkrow's going to go down to the toxic damage from the Cleffa. So I don't know, this Cleffa set just seemed to work really well. I always managed to be able to get some sort of KO with it, whether it be like a counter KO, or I'd get like a Pokemon to use Toxic on the Pokemon and then swap it in and then use Endeavor and then take it out. Just, you know, it just worked really well, right? So we got the Pimpnite coming in. This is another bet. I really couldn't do too much of this because I've got Counter and Endeavor, both which don't affect it. Toxic is going to work, and I've got Protect. So the interesting thing now about Phantom Force, right, even if you use like Protect, it still busts through the Protect and actually takes you out. I actually really like that strategy, like a couple of moves be able to bust through Protect. It's really good. So Cleffa's down. There was absolutely nothing I could do there, and I'm down to my last Pokemon, and we've got one Pimpnite and we've got one Murkrow. So as I guess I saved the best to last, my shiny Stack Attacker. So I thought, well, I can get the Trick Room up right. That'd be good. Actually, they went for the Toxicity. I believe that was a misclick. So I got the Trick Room up right. Not that I don't think it could have done like a lot of damage to me. I mean, the Dark Pulse would have done a little bit, but I know that I possibly could have lived anything this Pokemon thrown at me, right? So I went for the Gyro Ball there. It lives on 1 health. T-shirts available and mugs. And then now it's going to go for the Curse. It managed to get a Curse off on 1 health. Oh, are you kidding me? That's anyway. So I guess that kind of makes up for the toxic misclick earlier on. So the Curse is going to flip me. I've got to take this last Pokemon out before the Curse actually takes me out, because it is my last Pokemon. I can't swap out or anything. So we got a Murkrow. I went for the Rock Blast on that. This should be about a 2 to 3 hit KO, depending on how many times I actually hit. So I hit only 2 times with the Rock Blast. I'm like, oh man! And now the Murkrow's going to go for the Drill Pack. Clearly, it doesn't have much to actually take me out at all. Heavily relying on the Curse. Okay, so taking another shot from the Curse, I was like, well, the next Rock Blast, even whatever, the next Gyro Ball is going to take this thing out. Then the Murkrow's going to go for a Rest there, Prankster Rest, which is going to heal it all the way up to full health. Now, I decided to go for Gyro Ball this time in case I hit with Rock Blast or miss with Rock Blast. I definitely didn't want that being on the clock to the Curse. So go for the Gyro Ball, and that's going to take Murkrow out in one shot with a critical hit. Hope you guys enjoyed both these battles. And I got that bloopers battle at the end. Check it out. Peace.